Okay, let's bring in Michael Yorio, who's standing by on the phone. He's the president of SSI Guardians. This is a company that helps to advise other companies about how to secure their workplace, how to train their workers. Can you hear us, Michael?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. So talk to us a little bit. Right now what we're looking at is the video from earlier as the employees fled. They had their hands up. What is the single most important thing people need to know in an active shooter situation at their workplace?
So it's important that as an employee that you have options. No two incidents are identical, so it's important that you select the best option. And obviously you're going to have typically it's a split-second decision. So that's really the importance of having the right training. So you know what your options are and you're selecting that right option. As far as the folks coming out with their hands up, that is proper protocol by law enforcement. It's extremely important. They want to see that both hands are up, palms are spread, therefore nothing is in your hands. A common mistake that many have, especially in this day and age, is we hold on to our cell phones, to our iPhones. And you never want to do that. You want to put that thing in your pocket because from a distance, law enforcement could misidentify that as either a weapon or a detonator. So it's extremely important that the hands are up, palms out.
Very good point. Michael Yorio joins us now. He's a security consultant here. Michael, in terms of this outdoor patio area, a lot of people, according to the police chief, fled in different directions, so away from the police. Is that something that you advise?
For employees, we advise that you run away from the gunfire. Open spaces can be challenging because oftentimes, depending upon that structure, sounds can bounce around. You talk about a courtyard, perhaps. So, and many times it's difficult. People unknowingly may rush into the wrong direction, into the threat, if they don't have an accurate read from where the sound's coming from.
We know that every situation is different, but there are some basic training tips that have been given by the Department of Homeland Security. In fact, they have an entire video for people to watch, but the basis is run, hide, fight. And it's not linear, not meaning, you don't run, then hide, then fight. You do what you need to do in that situation. Take us through those steps. What does that mean? Explain that and what people need to know if they're ever faced with a situation.
Sure. So in our training, we talk about evacuating, which essentially would mean run. You want to evacuate, but you don't want to do that haphazardly. Again, the importance of training, that you have a clear route of evacuation, and you want to determine that it is 100% clear. Now, that's easier said than done, especially in a panic situation. But for an employee, when you're working in an office like this, you want to have that evacuation route pre-mapped out. If that option is available, you want to take that. Next is you would want to hide, or as we say, lock down. You would want to go into a lockdown, and a lot of companies practice lockdown, whether you're a school or a business where you want to lock down. And there's a proper way of locking down. Locking the door, obviously, blocking out any windows that may be exposed. Silencing the cell phones is a big one, and no one will intuitively silence their phone in a crisis situation. That's important because if the shooter is looking for victims, he or she will listen for that sound, and typically we're texting family and friends and saying, what's going on? And if we get a text and the alert goes off, the shooter will become a hunter and could find you. So that's very important. You want to turn off the lights, hide. So it's a series of things that you want to do. But again, this will only be effective if it is practiced.
All right, Michael Yorio, thank you for your insight. He is a security consultant working with several schools and businesses and organizations, and perhaps most of you just watching us have gone through this at your own school or workplace.